promotion. Our promotion's mailing list covers half of LA.
Truth. Oikein.
So they are not a government agency?
I don't believe so. Government organizations don't usually get involved in promotions.
Toi jälkimaku on ihan kamala.
I'm told the tickets were a prize.
Yes, they were.
You do a lot of these prizes?
Look, there are hundreds of these promotions running at any one time. If you're the lucky guy, you get your name pulled out of a hat.
Doubt.
While the Sawyer family were supposed to be at Catalina Island, their house burnt down. You consider them lucky?
Christ. I'm sorry to hear that.
Can you tell me who offered the prize won by the Sawyer family?
Sure. Look, there's supposed to be some sort of supervised draw with hundreds of tickets. But the reality is the Suburban Redevelopment Fund calls me every couple of weeks and tells me exactly who has won.
Thanks for your help.
No problem. I just wish I could do something for that family.
You could put round the hat. A few bucks would really help them now.
I suppose so.
Good. I'll put you down for 50. I could tell you were Samaritan the minute I walked in the door.
50? Are you?
Good man, Cunningham. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm great. Poorer, but great.
Siis tofullinen mansikka saibaa. Saatana, tää niinku aluksi maistuu ihan mansikka jäätelöltä, mut sitten siinä tulee sellainen ihan kun söisit jotain kauraani tai ohraa pelkiltä. Hyi saakeli, mikä maku. Itse asiassa.
You're behind the wheel.
All right. Where to? Let me guess. You want to check out the Suburban address.
Great partners must think alike, Herschel.
Joo.
This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are investors in the Suburban Redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind.
Se vaan itestään päätti tietää.
Lynch says we should visit him at Fire Station 32.
Who exactly is this guy, Lynch?
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged. He doesn't let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut, and you'll learn something about fires.
Sanoikohan toi kuinka kauan sä tehnyt tätä arsetyötä.
We came as soon as we could.
Keep talking. Someday you'll say something intelligent.
Lynch.
Biggs, you two investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
This the heater from the Sawyer fire out?
Yes, it is.
Huh. Looks like it was recently serviced.
I have a theory, and it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps. You're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
No. Tää menee tänne.
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's gonna ignite.
Next to the coil. Eiks tää nyt ollut niinku next to the coil, koska... En tiedä, tää on kyllä ihan vituilla. Next to the coil if it's going to ignite. Okei, elikkäs tuolta tulee kaasua. Tää tähän keskelle. Näin.
Good,
Nah.
your regulator's in position.
Ei älä koske. Näin. Tämä ja tänne.
Okay, I'll light your pilot and turn the gas on.
You pull the lever on the left to turn on the gas.
So that's how it's being done.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
Investigate InstaHeat Factory.
I swear, this town is going straight to hell.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
That's swine. Look at him.
Show?
The next fire.
Jos tos
We should go to the
normaalimanska
factory and see how many of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman
Tää
character.
tuoksuu kyllä vili.
Guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that we'd like for a lot of things, but we don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him with.
InstaHeat. Näyttää jotain venäläiseltä tuonne kirjaan, mutta...
He's only a writer, so he can't really help me.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Rasick. You should find him in his office.
Ivan Reisikin.
Three
Ivan.
blondes walking through a
Venäläinen
bar.
nimi, de.
You think one of them
Siksi
would
on
have seen
nähty
it? Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and then pushed him in front of the car? That's the cop who caught her.
No. Täällä.
Is he in some kind of trouble?
New and improved model. They'll be selling these like hotcakes.
Joo. Manageeri.
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know?
What? Siellä on manageeri. Sup.
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70, yeah. Let me take a look. We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the saddle here. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
Noniin.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
Doubt. Okay.
You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, we've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
New clue Ivan Rasik's statement.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
Doubt. Vittu.
You employ accredited mechanics to do this?
We call them installers. Technically, they're gas fitters.
Installers, then?
They know what they're doing, Detective, if that's what you're trying to imply.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your installers.
Okay, I'll get it for you. There, around a dozen of them. Housing business is going crazy at the moment.
This is a long shot. We are not going to rouse that whole list.
I want to run it by R&I, cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
What the hell?
What the hell kuuluu sieltä? Missä se on jätkän puhelin?
Oh crap.
Siellä.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge
How
1247.
can I help you?
How could I help, Detective?
You're a couple of shingles
I need to
short
know
of
if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective, run the names.
Acevedo Ernesto, Clemens Walter, Elgram John, Gable Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Kuttner Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond, O'Brien Thomas, Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter, previous conviction for arson and malicious damage. Burned down a house in Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
No.
Ryan Matthew, charged for contempt of court, attempted murder, plea bargain down to assault charge.
Anyone else?
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady.
No niin. Sellaista.
Your employment roster is quite the rogues gallery, Mr. Rasick. Desperate times indeed.
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know.
What do you think?
Talk to the guy in charge. See what he says.
Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about Ryan?
Currently working at a housing development on Normandy and 1st Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do, but my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a warrant or something?